Today I'm going to speak about how to rationalize time for the gym as a pre-med. And I don't know, I'm just I made the title, so that's how I'm going to open the video. But essentially, what I want to talk about today is, well, one, I definitely want to make some type of as a pre-med, quote unquote series, because I think using that as a title could probably reach other pre-meds because there was a lot of us. So let's just get straight into it, right? So, in order to really get to the gym, we have to somehow understand and convince ourselves that there's something, we get something out of the gym. When um if you have no idea, if you're just completely oblivious, or you just kind of go to class, do your extracurriculars, probably work, probably do research, more extracurriculars. I think it's real simple to forget about like this whole we do so much, but we kind of forget about ourselves, and we need to focus on our own health. So that's something that I myself have been a hypocrite, and I just you fall off. But if you fall off, you can get back up. That's really all that matters. Anyways, so I took notes, so this is somewhat of script. So let's start this. So one of the biggest things that I was thinking about was, it's almost ironic, or it is ironic, that we work so hard, we study so hard, we do all these things, we you know do so many extracurriculars, running from class to class, running from extracurricular to extracurricular, working full on 8 hour, 12-hour shifts at whatever job that we have. And it's just so chaotic many times, most times. And I think it's super easy, super simple to just forget about doing any type of physical activity. And you know, I will say that working out is my my medium, my go-to. So let's just stick it to that. But it does apply to so many other things. Like, it doesn't even have to be going to the gym. So it is critical to not forget about your actual health over, like, we have to understand, and we have to remember and remind ourselves that everything could be going well. Like, your classes could be going well, you could be getting good grades. um I don't know what else you should be thinking about that's variable, but all of these things, they may be good, may be great, or it might be the opposite. It might be horrible, right? You may be going through a rough class selection. But regardless, you can't forget about yourself, and you can't forget about staying fit and being active, or at least not being sedentary, because putting the little time investment of, let's just say working out, but putting that little time in gives you so much. Like, it gives you more energy, like it gives you discipline, gives you energy, discipline, motivation. Like, there is no other better feeling, to me at least, that you wake up early, or you don't have to wake up early, or you wake up before classes, before you start studying, and you go get a workout, right? You go to the gym, you get a workout, or whatever the workout is. But there's okay, well, that's a little crazy of a statement, but it's definitely amazing and great when you wake up, you go to the gym, and you get a really productive workout, and then you come home, or you come to your dorm, whatever, and you've already accomplished something. And it's that feeling of I feel it too, but it's you have so many things that you have to do, And you definitely, in some cases you don't want to do them. Some cases, many cases. But like, I mean, you already worked out. So you already did one thing. Like you took yourself, you brought yourself out of bed and you went to go exercise, which then means like you're already in a flow, to be honest. For me at least, there is no like, oh, we're gonna get nerdy. There is no activation energy when I start doing work after a workout because my brain has already like begun to understand that like we can't really slack, we can't really slow down. We might be tired from the gym, but like we're in the mindset of like, yeah, I'm already up, I'm already doing things. Might as well start work. Might as well start studying. Might as well whatever, right? So I think that's such a critical thing for me and like probably for a lot of people. And it can bring that type of energy, type of good energy to a lot of other people as well, right? And now let's just talk about like the big elephant in the room, right? In order to actually work out all this time and blah blah blah, like you actually need some sense of discipline and some sense of motivation. You don't need both. You might not even. You definitely need discipline, but motivation comes and goes, and that's completely fine. And sometimes you need motivation to get things started, but it's really the discipline. Like if you have the discipline to study and you have the discipline to open up a textbook, the discipline to go to class, then you definitely have the capability of getting yourself to the gym or getting yourself to whichever way you exercise and promote health and longevity. So it's very interesting in the sense of like you don't think about this, but like when you're let's say you're working out and like you go to the gym once, that's great. Maybe you get to go to the gym again in the same week, right? That's 2 times in a week right now. So, maybe over time, you go from like 1 to 2 times, you go to the gym in a month, in a week, whatever. But then over time, when you build the habit, you build your baseline of activity, and like it starts to like snowball and it starts to like become an actual part of your routine. I think that's when you build more discipline. And also, it's a different type of discipline and motivation and energy when you're actually physically like exercising versus studying and sitting and doing whatever. Because when you're studying and sitting, you're probably not building up a sweat, this is anxiety based, but and the most you might be doing is like walking to class, which I mean, fair enough. Some people they can only walk and you kind of have to use what you can do. But for sure, if you have the ability to go to the gym, you should 100% like get that get the leg up. Like I'm gonna be so honest, I'm gonna be so real. Like I feel like if I didn't work out, all the other variables in my life start to crumble or just it wouldn't mesh at all together. And I think that's super critical to understand. And if you're someone who gets by without working out, without blah blah blah, then like your life or your energy systems, your motivation, your discipline, like I think those can become even better. So something to take into consideration. One thing that I gathered and probably is kind of people don't think about because it's like already like super get to the gym and stuff. But when you go to the gym, right? You go to the gym and you exercise and you work out and you do whatever. Technically, the same way that we like study and we try to get good grades to become better, it's the same thing in the gym, except it's just a disconnect from the studying. Like it gives you a break from the studying, from the reading, from the academic, from the maybe your research. Like when you're doing a lot of work and maybe you're in study groups or you're studying on your own, like you can't help but think that like you're literally in a bubble and you're just focused on school. But like I'm pretty sure that you will get tired. And like it's kind of hard to not think about school when you're always thinking about school. So I think going to the gym what that does is you get to the gym, there is no studying, there is no textbooks. Like, you see people that you don't normally see when you study. I mean, maybe occasionally, but like, it's such a different break, it's such a different like breath of fresh air, that I think it might actually be very beneficial, and it might even help you study better, because it's a break. And like, I don't know, I think if a break, like when we study we need to take breaks, but going on your phone, that's really not helpful. Doom scrolling is not great at all. But I mean, if you exercise, you go on a walk, you hit the gym, like, that is probably the best type of break you could do. So everything is very, once you get into the routine, it kind of feeds itself, right? You study, you have your own work ethic, your own motivations to study, but you need to take a break at some point. When you take a break, you can work out or whatever. But when you're working out, you're also working on yourself in a way that isn't like mentally taxing. Because hopefully the gym is not mentally taxing for you. So it's a disconnect, it's a break from studying to do something else that is kind of centered around you, maybe, if you focus on improving yourself. Oh, and I also want to talk about like this idea of progress, right? Because like we can see progress in a class, just like with our grades or how we feel subjectively about particular subjects or assignments or whatever knowledge, right? But like also the gym is also like that. Like when you go to the gym and you work out and you do something, right? Okay, let's say you do an exercise, and we hopefully you write this down, but you know what you typically do. Like you know how strong you are, like the type of workouts you do. But like you can also track your progress by just understanding that like if you are getting stronger, or if you're able to do more work, then like you yourself have become a better, what is the right word to say this? You have progressed, right? Your muscles have progressed, your nervous system has progressed. Like you have become like, I don't know, 1% better. Let's just say that 1% better at doing that one exact thing. So you get to the gym, and like it's almost like, I really stress this a lot, but like when you go to the gym, like you want to think of it as like you go to the gym to progress in something that promotes your health. You can kind of quantify that by saying, oh, I'm getting stronger over time. um but definitely what you don't want to do is you don't want to go into the gym and be stressed out because you're at the gym and you're not studying. That is, honestly, at that point, you have gone a little way too far, and your balance of everything is a little off. So I think it's critical that we go to the gym, we exercise, we take a break from all this studying. It's almost like you like have a different life, right? Your gym self is not yourself when you're in the classroom, or yourself when you're studying. Like they're completely different people. And also the gym is not even that like taxing. Like it's a physical activity, and like yes, you might become tired, but by no means are you like, oh, my brain hurts from thinking too hard. Like it just does not, most likely, hopefully, it does not do that for many people. And it's not a very high maintenance thing, while studying on the other hand is a quite, in many cases, it can be high maintenance, but, or it could be low maintenance, but in many cases it isn't. So those are kind of my points that I would like to express. Let me just review the notes. Um, okay, I guess one last thing I want to talk about. I want to talk about autonomy, because I think this is very real. But like, as a, let's say, as a pre-med, if you're pre whichever health, you don't really have autonomy. Like you have classes to take because you have to take them, and you have to perhaps take an exam at the end of all these classes, right? Like the MCAT. And like that's not really autonomy. And I'm gonna be honest, I think the quickest way to burn out is feeling no autonomy. So I think the gym, in a way, is the complete polar opposite, in that, like, you are in control of what you do to your body. You can exercise one way, exercise another way, whatever, whichever, but like that is pure autonomy. And like, I think just being able to choose, I guess, the exercises, or choose what you want to, how to get that energy, or how to become like physically active, I think that promotes autonomy. And I think it's a compounding system of like improving autonomy to hopefully bring it back into the world of studying and progressing, and being able to understand that, yes, studying can suck sometimes. It can be boring, it can be monotonous, it can be tedious, but at some point you'll want to take a break, and then you can work out. And when you work out, you kind of refill that, like, I guess, autonomy quota. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. And as okay, I'm gonna try to close this video out. So I think one of the biggest reasons that I mean, I see it, but one of the reasons that a lot of pre-meds do not work out or not physically active, it's just time. It comes down to time. But in order to be active, we have to give up time to like work out. But without really knowing it, without having someone tell you the benefits and actually the long-term plan, because as a pre-med, we have to think long-term. That's pre-health. But in the long run, if we allow ourselves this brief moment in our day to day and our week to week where we work out, we actually become a better person. Probably, okay, maybe not a better person, but like, we give ourselves the best version of yourself. Yeah, best version of yourself to attack all the other things that you have to do. So in reality, it's like, you want to become a better student, you want to become a better pre-med. I don't even know what's the correct way to say that, but better pre-med. Like, you have to do things for yourself in order to become better, the things that you want to do. That makes sense. I don't know, but I think my message was somewhat articulated well throughout this whole video. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. I definitely want to keep making more videos, because I'm 100% passionate about these things, and I could talk about it forever. But thank you for watching this video. I forgot what the next video is, but bye bye.